Fluttershy leans in, and that was. And this was an oddball one. As you can see, I have a screenshot on screen. This came out on Treehouse like way early. But this was supposed to come like next week, I think. And we're witnessing it on Sunday, right after an episode we had yesterday. So this is going to be a crazy season. But anyway,
wait, is this recording going up next week or what?
No, it's live. We're going up now.
Yeah. Why? But the episode hasn't aired in America.
No, it hasn't.
Technically, it has.
If you haven't watched the episode, I would advise spoilers, so you probably might want to leave.
Yeah, that's spoilers, though.
No, it's not. There's going to be recordings, so people will see it. But either way, this was a weird episode because we went into it totally blind with no previews or anything about it. And, I don't know how I feel about this one. What did you guys think?
It was weird. I like
many problems.
It has stupid long horse in it.
I mean, the very beginning was funny with Angel Bunny doing parkour, and then they actually called it by name, Pawcore. That was funny.
I thought it was. No. I thought it was Equestrian Ninja Warrior right there.
Yeah, I thought like because the intro, I thought it was going to be about like a contest or something, and Angel was training or something like that.
Yeah, it got my hopes up.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
No, we got to construct. No, we got this. Or wait, well, we got this like construction show.
Yeah, so basically the premise of the episode was Fluttershy wants to fulfill her dream of building an animal sanctuary, and she needs to get her friends' help, and her friends enlist experts, and Fluttershy doesn't want the expert opinion because she wants to do her own thing. I don't feel like did anyone relate to Fluttershy here, or was she just an annoying client?
Yeah, she's an annoying client.
Yeah, I don't know if she was being an annoying client.
I don't think she was annoying. She wants it the way that she actually wants it.
I thought they were going to go in the direction.
Right, then it's just.
I thought the lesson was going to be like compromise. She needs the expert opinion to do it right, but at the same time, the experts need to listen to what she wants, and they need to work together. But no, they just threw out the experts entirely.
It just feels like it just makes.
Remember, guys, that scene was entirely pointless.
It just makes engineering so bland and stupid, and that's how Fluttershy feels.
That's how construction works.
Yeah,
but we are getting a little ahead of ourselves. We should mention this episode was written by GM Barrow, which I think is the she does like the Daring Do books or whatever, right?
Oh, GM Barrow is a fantastic lady.
She writes a lot of the chapter books.
Yeah, when Fluttershy was explaining like how she wanted the sanctuary to go, like with these 3 construction experts, it's like you don't really need construction for that. You could just
Yeah, you could have just left it as it was.
You could have gotten your other friends to help you with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, something I have to address the giraffe in the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
it looks like the Toys R Us giraffe.
Because Lauren said any hooved creature is sentient in Equestria, and it has the eyes of a sentient creature, but it never speaks. So what's going on with this giraffe here? It's treated like any other animal.
Oh no, it's retarded.
No, I don't get it. I was waiting for the giraffe to pull one of the cow jokes, like, by the way, I can talk sort of joke. But no, that never happened.
You were expecting But I do have a few problems with little Fluttershy's, I don't know, terrible designed habitat.
Yeah, I have written down Fluttershy as a client with a vision with quotation marks because that
with the vision
again, like I said earlier, I think we were supposed to relate. I think Fluttershy was supposed to be the good guy here, obviously, but I didn't feel that way. She just came off as.
I think it's because you work in construction.
They didn't even lay a foundation down.
They did.
I know.
I mean, if you don't give them like a proper blueprint, then they're not going to know what exactly you want.
All she did was it was just like a Pinterest board saying,
here's the picture.
Here's my construction. Pinterest.
Here's the picture. Make the picture real.
I'm really
exactly. Yeah.
Here's a picture I drew on a
exactly as I wanted.
What was the lesson?
Exactly looks.
There was no lesson.
I didn't think so.
The lesson was don't.
Lesson is never trust experts. Just go.
Never.
Like, how is that a good lesson?
I don't know.
We didn't say it was a good lesson. We just said
we didn't say it was a good lesson. It was just
I don't know what GM Barrow was thinking, but yeah.
So I guess, all right, so Jessica brings up in the chat, do you want Fluttershy to always be a doormat for the rest of her life? And the point was here, Fluttershy is supposed to be becoming more assertive and growing as a character, but it doesn't come off that way. It just comes off as...
Fluttershy
more demanding.
Stupid.
But I see what they were trying to do.
She definitely was more assertive, but just I'm not sure if it was in a good way.
She had no idea what she was doing, so she was getting mad because they weren't doing it her way.
Yeah,
but yet her way didn't make any sense because there were no foundation, no barriers,
she also didn't communicate very well because they didn't understand what she was trying to build.
Fluttershy has a problem with communication.
No, a big portion of this is just Fluttershy Fluttershy explaining it awfully.
Yeah, I mean, it really needed to be, even if it was a basic lesson, it needed to be a compromise episode between her vision and the expert's advice. It needed to come somewhere in between there, but no, they went full-on Fluttershy's side.
No, the problem...
Yeah, no, how dare
that would have been a good episode if they did that.
No, the problem is that, well, they mainly had the professionals be out the bad guy because they didn't understand what Fluttershy was trying to say, but Fluttershy didn't. But this is also
explain it to them.
This is also the pony who gave them a picture of what they wanted it to be, with no blueprints or anything. She had no idea. She did not think this out.
She also didn't explain the blueprint very well. She was like, it's an animal sanctuary.
The picture only has like a bridge over a stream is the only actual construction project.
No, but it looks like she made like some kind of Pinterest post. Like, you know how Pinterest is. And
I honestly really don't know how Pinterest is. I never use it.
Yeah,
it's just like a bunch of photos saying, hey, here's my vision. Look at it. Bye.
Now, another problem I had is that none of that entire sanctuary would not work in, well, how do I put this? In Ponyville Law? Because
they already coexist in her cottage. It's not like, you know, I mean, the animals do kind of understand their language.
Another thing,
they're not violent. I don't know.
I mean, another thing, the vet and Fluttershy have no idea what they are doing because the vet's office, none of the animals were caged.
Well, see, that's the thing. In Equestria, really? that might be okay. Like, we can give them a pass on that.
Yeah, well,
are you telling me you would leave a bear in the same room as
not in real life, no, but maybe in a fantasy cartoon land where everyone gets
like
along.
Zootopia or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude,
well, the bears seem nice, so I don't think it's a problem.
Dude, I like the DeviantArt episode before this, rather than the actual episode itself.
The what?
The what? Just because you had a vision to take.
Yeah. Hey, an art episode.
No, you don't understand it. I'll go get some people to understand my vision.
It still bothers me. Why is this giraffe just hanging out with all the other animals? It's like, why? You're alive, giraffe. You can probably speak. What are you doing?
I think Fluttershy's vision is really messed up in the head, and when she took out that picture of her vision, it was just all colored in, like in a coloring book, and I'm like, Fluttershy, what?
Fluttershy, we need measurements, we need like distance, we need we need plans. We don't need a used napkin drawing.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe, all right, I'm gonna
like what the land is already. Just let the animals out there, and it'll be fine.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and maybe we're just misunderstanding the entire point. Maybe we're getting hung up on the details of, I don't know. Like, was there some kind of greater lesson here we're blinded because of this very obvious problem with her being an annoying client? If we get past that,
I think I kind of got it.
Place for animals, just like to relax and recover.
The only thing that makes me a little disappointed in this episode is that they made the contractors, the professionals, be the bad guy because Fluttershy didn't know how to explain what she was doing.
Yeah, I know that.
I
can't really defend the episode there.
I probably would feel the same way. Like if I had a vision of my dream house, and the construction guys didn't actually go with one I wanted.
Oh, hey guys, I made a house.
But this episode reinforces the I don't know what to call it, like the basic. That's, you know, the only way I can think to describe it. You have an idea, you want to build something, okay, but you need an expert's opinion and advice. You need to follow code. You need to follow the law and all that. But no, this episode was just about ignore all that. Just do whatever you want.
Ignore all that.
What kind of safety code does Equestria have?
None.
I mean, think about it. There's a log that was there was a tire attached to a string attached to a log that was under a tree. None of that's insane.
There's just like an underlying principle here of listening to experts' advice, and she just completely disregards them because, I mean, sure, they weren't listening to her very well. They could have done better to listen to her. I understand that part of the whole episode. But what it needed to be about is compromise. That's the only way this episode could have redeemed itself, I think.
Yeah.
Dude, I think the little mini episode before this was better.
Can we mention the fact that a McCult came out of nowhere and was like, I'll help you go.
I was expecting her to open a door.
Episodes.
It was obviously a big reveal. I was expecting her brother.
I was expecting Discord. I
was expecting Derpy for some reason.
Yeah, Big Daddy McCult.
I was expecting
Daddy.
Derpy for some reason.
That name alone, it's just. It's just a little lewd.
Hey guys, it's Big Daddy McColt.
Hey, it's Big Daddy McColt. Thanks for helping us.
Well, was it season 4 since we saw them?
Yeah, I think it was a while ago. But I got to point out something something I noticed with Twilight. She said Fluttershy and me. It should have been actually no. She said me and Fluttershy. She should have said Fluttershy and I. Twilight wouldn't have made that mistake.
Oh yeah.
Out of character again.
Yeah.
Gosh, the show's going down.
We also mentioned that Starlight was there.
Yeah, she
was just there.
That one shot.
I just noticed, but
he pops out of nowhere.
Hey guys, I'm back again. I'm part of the show.
I just feel like the Cutie Mark Crusaders have not been getting any voice time this season.
They had no.
Well, we're only like I don't know what 5 episodes
4.
in.
I think this is episode 4, right?
Or yeah, this is 5. 5.
Yeah, 5.
So far, this season's going downhill.
No,
like
well, I want to jump in
couple
here.
of episodes were actually good.
I want to jump in here and say, although we have been harsh on this episode so far, I'm so happy to see the new season, the new episode, and all. And I had fun watching this episode. I just kind of feel like it was a weaker one. It just didn't. I don't know. It's just I can't get past Fluttershy being an obnoxious client.
You could say it had poor construction.
Poor
there's the episode title for you. Poor
it's kind of a contrast to the one before this. Before this episode, we complained about it being cluttered and having too many things going on at once. And compared to this episode, I'd prefer it because then you get a bunch of funny moments. Here, do we get any funny moments besides Paul?
Well, no, because Fluttershy. No.
I noticed one little thing, like in the beginning when Fluttershy was. She opened up their little cabinet, whatever, their little medicine cabinet, and there was like a really tiny wheelchair. That's one thing.
Yeah, I mean, the show is
the one that the rat was in, right? The one that the mouse was in.
Oh yeah, by the way, Turtle, you saw Tank in there.
Yeah, it was just a tortoise, maybe.
No,
hold on. Zelda Punk Girl brings up an interesting.
Also, I love the sloth, and when Fluttershy was hanging on her leg.
Thank you, drummer.
But one of our viewers brought up the point of why is the episode called Fluttershy Leans In? What did she lean in on? She ignored everyone.
She leaned in on ignoring people.
So is that the lesson here? Don't let experts get in your way. Just do whatever you want. I can't get behind that.
I
think the lesson here.
The moral they was. Sorry,
go ahead, Tessie. Go ahead.
Okay, the moral that they were going for was follow your dreams, but. It didn't come off of that. They basically said, follow your dreams, ignore what everyone else says.
Yeah, do it no matter what.
Follow your dreams even if they don't follow OSHA.
Oh, and get your friends to help you.
When in doubt, ignore the experts.
I think it goes along the lines of
find somebody else with your vision or something.
I like the giraffe, but
that could have been the highlight of the episode if you made the giraffe a funny character, like an interesting comic relief sort of thing. But no, that character it was just
an animal. I guess.
It's there.
Only ponies can speak in other animals.
I think
it's like having a pet human.
I think it goes along with the human. I think it goes along with the famous saying, if you want something right, do it yourself.
Yeah, but it didn't come off that way.
It didn't.
I mean, I guess you could look at it that way.
Yeah, Daryl, you make your writing very confusing. Sorry if I said that.
I don't even know if it's the writer's fault. I didn't. Besides Twilight being out of character for that one line that stood out to me, that's a nitpick. Besides that, the writing didn't really seem like a problem. It's just the premise of the episode of Fluttershy doing her own thing rather than listening to an expert. That's
it was awful. Yeah. It was awful. Also, one thing I do have to point out, and I know the episodes are completely different from when they air, but. We're in season 7, and we just now hear about Fluttershy's lifelong dream.
Yeah, well, it was good that they kind of referenced past episodes about how you friends have helped me become more assertive, or I forget her exact words, but that kind of made sense in terms of continuity and all that. But yeah, I don't know if that alone can save the episode to me.
No, not really.
Like, so, actually. I can't even think of a rating to give this episode. I mean, it's
all right. We are running over time, so let's go ahead and jump into individual ratings and reviews. Drummershy, you want to start us off?
I would like to
talk normal.
Like I said, we're running over time.
Get out of here.
I'm sorry for going into my sloth character. I totally agree with you guys. Something's wrong with Fluttershy. I was just confused with Fluttershy. She looks like that client who always disagrees with everything, and her ideas are so bland and it just didn't fit with Fluttershy, and I just feel like Fluttershy. I agree with Tootsie. I just think Fluttershy is going overboard, and I feel like she's what Tootsie said. I'm gonna give this a 6.5 out of 10. It was.
Why at 6.5? That makes no sense.
Well,
why not?
We can do halves. It was just the engineering in this episode was just it just had a lot of problems. So 6.5 out of 10.
All right, 6.5 from Drummershy. Jenny, what'd you think?
I didn't really like it that much. I mean, like as soon as I saw that Rarity, suggested this other fashion horse, I'm like, this is not gonna work. As soon as I saw him, he's not gonna do whatever that Fluttershy wanted. So I knew, like, his side at least is not gonna work out. But overall, I don't know. I didn't really enjoy this episode, to be honest. So I was gonna say like 5. I give it a 5.
All right.
Oh my god, I think you guys are gonna hate me probably.
Oh boy. All right, Shady Games, you're next.
With this episode, it did really feel weak. I felt this episode was going in too many directions. Like, you got the intro where it starts out with, Angel, like, doing parkour, and it's like, oh, is this episode going to be about, Angel going into the games or something like that? And then next thing you know, they're at the vet and they're talking about, it just goes in too many directions for me. And I guess, for me, for Fluttershy, what I did like was we're not seeing the season 1 Fluttershy where she shies out on something and, goes with everything somebody else does, I guess. But yeah, I want to say this episode is probably going to be a 5 out of 10 for me.
This is going to be the lowest one of the season, isn't
it? I don't know, mine's going to be the highest one.
All right, you're next, Sonic.
I don't know. The episode was odd, but for some reason, I thought it was like a decent episode, I guess. If you're looking at Fluttershy's perspective, she really is trying to like make this sanctuary like as good as possible for the animals, to a place where they can just chill and recover after their injuries, and then just go out back to where they belong or whatever. And while I do agree with y'all about like construction guys can like be the bad guys, but they're actually they're trying to help along with Fluttershy trying to like make the sanctuary. But I'm still thinking, but so far I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10.
All right, hey, that's a little bit higher than so far. 7 from
too high.
All right, Tootsie, are you gonna rant for us, or are you gonna try to turn our opinions around?
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna rant for it.
Oh boy, here we go. Everyone, buckle up.
Tootsie's rant. Tootsie's rant.
Have turtle gun. I'll just tell you last.
Yeah. You sure? I've got a bit.
I go last to wrap things up. Sure.
All right, fine. I'll just go right now. Problem with this episode is that they mentioned the little angel bunny doing the stunts. So I think it was training for something. It's like, whoa, this should be a really cool episode. I hope we get a character trying to sabotage. I hope we get an episode where a character tries to sabotage the event and tries to win. No, that would have been awesome. But no, then Fluttershy said she went to the vet. It's like, okay, where are we going with this? Oh, he's hurt. Maybe she's going to have to find a replacement pet. And after that, it was like, oh, the vet's office is overpacked, so Fluttershy wants to help by building a little sanctuary. It's like, okay, it's interesting. Then talks to her friends, get everything, or she gets an opinion from her friends, and then gets those little contractors. Then they actually start building by, I don't know, probably going by the actual fact relations of how none of this, how her idea would not work at all. But then when Fluttershy confronts him about it, she gets all mad because they're not doing it her way. Now, I completely understand that. Like, they didn't do it right because, well, it's not what she wanted. But the problem was they also have to follow regulations and other things like that. And Fluttershy got all pissed because of that and thinks that they are not doing their job and just fired them, which is really stupid. And then at the end, it was just basically, oh, we have no idea what we are doing because Fluttershy, I think the only one that actually has ideal in construction is maybe Applejack and a little bit of Pinkie Pie, but I can't see Rarity and Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash understanding anything about construction. But another problem I had was that I understand the animals yeah, you can go by that stupid fairy crap logic that they're all happy and love each other, blah blah blah.
Furries.
But no, her little sanctuary didn't have any barriers, meaning like a bear could easily attack and rip to shreds a bunny, or a shark could easily just slaughter a goldfish. None of her design choices made any sense. And it would have been better if they just stuck with the professionals. But no, they just shoved them off like they were nothing. And the entire plot, and they just made it sound like they were the bad guys. Follow your dreams, but ignore everyone if they say you can't do it.
SJWs.
Even if they're professionals, just ignore them.
All right, so what is your...
now?
What
My
is your...
here
we go.
My rant's like a 4 out of 10 because it was stupid.
Okay,
so that's like really low for us.
Yeah, I'm surprised Tootsie didn't rank it lower. He absolutely hated this episode.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh, I like the draft. I like the draft.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and ask Tootsie, how much do you know about animal care?
Enough.
All right, Turtle.
Totally not loaded question from the person with an animal for the name.
All right, it's your turn, Turtle.
Okay, so Tootsie, I'm gonna go ahead and say, you're probably not the world's leading expert on animal care. I saw like a glimpse of what her plans were, and it looked like she just wanted to do like a clearing with a fountain, trees, and something, which isn't the best thing for an animal sanctuary. But I would say that is probably okay. It's better than making a building with walls, curtains, and cages. That's not a very good sanctuary. But construction plans aside, I want to say that I like this episode. It was fun to watch, but my score is probably not going to reflect how much fun I had watching it, because like it was the issue of I liked the concept, the execution wasn't done right. It was she wants to do this, the professionals say no, you can't do that, and she then just fires all of the professionals rather than work out a deal and compromise with them. And because of that, there's no reason to watch this. What's the point of it? There's kind of a lot of red herrings in that way. The episode start was also a bit of a red herring that. Like it was, he's doing parkour. Oh, that has no impact on the rest of the story whatsoever, and he's perfectly fine by the first act. And so I'm gonna go ahead and say my overview of such was not good. Oh, and also there was the what was it? The Hoofield and McColt. Who was it that came in?
McColt.
Yeah, he just kind of came in out of left field for no reason other than like, guys, look who we wrote. We wrote a character. Remember him?
Yeah.
We totally went back and saw
He didn't really do anything because I feel like he
was just a name drop. Is all.
Yep.
And the vet has the vet ever spoken more? Didn't we have a different vet for Philomena?
Yeah.
So I felt like they were trying for continuity, but they also kind of dropped the ball in continuity. So I'm gonna say I probably the lowest one here. I'm gonna say 3 out of 10. I want to say I liked it, but
that might be a record for this review stream.
It's a record for me at least.
This episode was dumb.
It was cluttered. It was bad.
I'm gonna try to defend the episode, even though I'm probably gonna be giving it a also low score. But I think maybe, like I said earlier in the review, maybe we're misunderstanding something here, and we're getting too caught up in these few details that bring the episode down. Maybe if we can look past that, there is something more redeeming here. But I'm gonna have to pretty much agree with everyone else and say, yeah, Shady said it didn't really know where it was trying to go with like parkour in the beginning. That was funny, but had nothing to do with the rest of the episode. And then we just appear at the vet's office, and it's crowded. We better build a sanctuary. It just so happens this sanctuary we have to build was Fluttershy's dream all along. And I don't know, it felt a little bit contrived, but one thing the show has always been is predictable, and this definitely was a case of it. Me predicting something and being totally wrong in a bad way, because I really, really was willing to bet money that was going to be like, I'm sitting here watching, it's going to be a compromise episode where Fluttershy has to learn. She needs to give up on some of her dreams and wishes for this project and listen to the experts, and they have to listen to her. And no, just fire the experts, do whatever you want. That's apparently the lesson here. And as someone who has a bit of a vested interest in construction work and getting projects made, both from video making side and also actually building houses and stuff, that's not how projects work. And so really this was an episode to me all about the client and project builder relations thing, with the client being annoying and obnoxious. And unfortunately, that character was played by Fluttershy, and that bothers me because I want to like Fluttershy. I don't want her to be the annoying client. So I'm not going to give a rating quite as low as some others here, but my rating I came up with directly following the episode is a 6 out of 10, which is kind of low for me, but like it's not like a show-ending kind of episode. It's not like horrible, the worst episode ever. It was just a little bit disappointing, and I hope we don't get too many more of these. So yes, let's get the average Fluttershy live stream rating. Came prepared that time.
God, Dave Drum, you beat me.
So wow, today's it's pretty low, guys. A 5.2. So yes, thank you everyone for tuning in. We're going to stay live a little bit longer. Those of you watching the recorded portion, I hope you enjoyed. And tune in next time. We'll probably be streaming on Sundays and Saturdays now because these Canadian leaks, I guess you could call them. So yeah, thank you Treehouse for that.
Not Saturdays,
Canada.
Yeah, not on Saturdays because that'll be the episode we viewed on Sundays.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. All right, but anyway, yeah,
thanks. Do it again.
Thanks for tuning in and see you next time.
Bye.
Tree huggers.